So maybe we're underestimating them still. Best bet is Rodney versus Trojans. That you think it's player, not civilization. Gamba is up. Bet your points now. If you're not betting on this match, I don't know what you're betting on. SO versus Japanese can work. Yeah, I feel like Muiska might not be SO versus Japanese can work. Yeah. Also the Gwetch was right. KD held Maida back pretty well. But here we go. Oh, the in reality is left. It's too long. Netherlands, France. There you go. And it is that matchup that we said would be better for the Dutch. Welcome to the grudge match, the banter match, the most anticipated match in the group stage of Deathmatch Nations Cup. Welcome to the mighty Admiral Zhao leading the Netherlands into battle with France. After beating so many players of them individually, the French are looking for revenge. Will they get it? Auriko is looking for it with the Jurchen Step Lancer opening. He will play against Rodney Mckay's Byzantines on the right side. No villager kills so far. On the other flank, we will have Admiral Zhao sporting the Muisca and opening Rangers because he thinks they are Mapuche. And he's playing against Javisty, who will play the Japanese, whose Cavs Archers will be good against the Arps that Zhao is for some reason producing. In the pocket, Lithuanians for Lighty and Lithuanians for Plotter Ghost. Going Rex, don't love it. Oh, who's going Rex? He's going Rangers. To counter the early champions, I guess. Oh, Rex for Byzantines for Rodney. Oh, what? Yeah, okay. Might be a bit risky. Not many Helvetiers out here. Zhao, though, has lost 2 villagers. I should have kept looking here. But we've got Slinger Edition for him to counter the champions. Slingers aren't as mighty against infantry anymore as they once were. Javisty is in some trouble. And here comes Lighty's Paladins. I think we needed more barracks. Well, Chicken Castle is up. Zhao kind of sporting a Muisca composition we haven't seen so far. Arp, Slinger, Pikeman? Temple Guard, bro, not Pikeman! Why are we making Pikeman? Zhao! Pikeman! Auriko even step lancering now around Plotter Ghost space. Got 3 villager kills there after he couldn't find any versus Rodney Mckay's stellar defense. Now Rodney can maybe mount a push. He's going with Arbalest as well. Lots of Arbalest. Looks like the Netherlands think this is a RM team game. Hi Tusky, good to see you. Even though we were all missing that Belgium team, we have to create the Belgian team in this matchup here with Netherlands versus France, because you guys can't defend your own independence, it seems. Paladins rushing forward, trying to take that one away from the Dutch as well. Do we have any Temple Guards finally? We have 6 Temple Guards finally. Forward castle for Javisty though, putting on the pressure for France, and another storm in here against the ARP play of the Byzantines. Not going any camels against the Jurchens. I guess they're already thinking about what, Grenadier? But Grenadier beat ARPs as well. Rocket Card beat ARPs as well. I'm not really sure what's the plan here for Rodney Mckay. Pocket, more damage onto Plotter Ghost, this time from the pocket actually, from Lighty going in there after already having been visited by the mighty Auriko. Japanese with a good front position, some traps trying to fight back here, so front castle will be cleared. Siege Rangers are out and the Zhao is stabilizing. mean, McLuffy is playing for Arabia, right? He's living in Belgium. You would have had him, you would have had Black Sky. There was also the Belgians that played TDM before. Forgot their names. But anyways, let's focus on Zhao's demise. I mean, Zhao's glorious victories. The Netherlands have already beaten Belgium by no contest. But I think this is looking good for France. Big push now being set up here as well. Bombard cannons killing the trebuchets. Protogos coming to support really nicely. No meat shit whatsoever for Auriko. Where are your helps, Auriko? Where are you? No helps? Well, this is no helps gameplay. No grenadiers as well. Nothing to really protect the siege. Reminds me of a certain player in Germany A that has sent me sad messages again about how he was casted. But I guess it's full cavalry, but that means the rocket cards can't really be protected for Auriko, giving Rodney a chance to stabilize. On the left side, we do have Lighty already with the Lightist transition. So making truth to his name, kind of his signature unit, I would assume. Trev's going forward for Zhao. Zhao's open. It looked so weird with the pike when it... Oh, glory shot for Zhao! Oh, the cabbage is in the damn hell for Javisty. Whisker OP, or even with the weirdest opening in the world, Zhao is holding his side against two players? What the hell? I guess Zhao is simply a god at this game. Auriko finding good damage in the back though, being very active. The Kalista Raids, Scholar of Maldar, it's showing. Yeah, now Zhao lost a bit. Yeah, he's surprisingly still alive, even though he's full on 1v2. I mean, oof. Zhao has now found his footing in the game for sure. After a bit on odd opening, but I guess he made it work. Admiral Auriko doing great denying the trade though. So while Lighty and Javisty are struggling to kill Zhao 2v1, Auriko is carrying not only against his other flank, but also against the pocket with the raids, with the early damage. But now Zhao is in trouble. Now Zhao is in trouble. The classic Zhao. He looks big and then he runs out of resources. And that is exactly what's happened. And now we don't really have resistance to this grand army of Javisty. Grand army. La Grande Armée. Of Javisty and Lighty anymore. Napoleon has arrived at Austerlitz. I made him Louis XIV earlier, right? Because he was for pushing towards Belgium and Netherlands. I'm making them Napoleon, but maybe Louis XIV is a better example. Who of the three French players is the Sun King though? Netherlands. Admiral Zhao is unfortunately losing all his base here. No support in a long time, right? Where's Plotter Ghost? I guess Plotter Ghost is just busy with all the questions that Auriko's asking. Yeah, Auriko didn't make the helps for his siege, but he's using the mobility that he gains by not making helps for his siege. And I think he kind of rattled the Dutch with that, so... Auriko might not be the one pushing, that's Javisty and Lighty together, but Auriko might kind of be the MVP here. Obviously he has the best civilizations as well in the Jurchens. He might be Admiral defeated, old David's die hard. He's not Admiral defeated, he's Admiral GG, however. And the French take game number 1. Did use the stronger civilizations though, right? Using Jurchens versus using Whisker. And, well, I mean, Byzantine's also worse than Japanese, yeah. It was a bit of a throwaway game civilization-wise. But a point is a point. And it's also not that heavy investment by France. To get onto the scoreboard, Auriko with some nice mobility plays, really like that. And Javisty with a good start, good rush, was in Zhao's face early. Never really let go with the forward castles. And then Lighty got to support a lot more because him and Auriko kept the Dutch pocket. Plotter Ghost busy. Lighty is the king? Oh yeah, of the light, of course. G to the G. France takes number 1. Huggy, can you resolve the prediction? Or should I? Auriko Javisty has fought a lot. 451 the most kills. Zhao, unfortunately, with quite a lot of death. $12k rest collected for Rodney through all this, who held well, but Auriko just kind of chose to ignore Rodney Mckay and damage Protagost, thereby enabling Lighty and Javisty to 2v1 the poor Admiral Zhao. Thanks, Huggy. Or if that was another mod, then thanks to them. We already have the second lobby, all the players in, still set to runestones, however. As the French take the first point. So confused when teams throw game 1. That's what they want you to, though, right? To be confused. Everybody thinks you want to invest into your own home maps and game 1, and then you invest into one of their home maps and less in game 1. And it can be nice mind games. Captain is Auriko, so we go blue here. And on the civs we have used the Japanese for France, the Georgians for France, and the Lithuanian pocket that was also used for the Netherlands, but they only used one of the Byzantines, and the Muisca otherwise. Yeah, one can be thrown if you like a map that the opponent chose better than an instrument. Exactly. That's kind of what I said as well, I think. Okay, wasted biz. Wasted biz. Okay, someone likes Byzantines, I guess. This is kind of the worst map in the worst civ in the civ pool, no? Yeah, if there was like Team Islands, sure, but there's no Team Islands drafted, right? We have Coastal Mountain, Kawasan, Canyon Lake, and Golden Lakes. Oh, no worries, no worries. I mean, I just agree. You're here watching this on 3 hours of sleep, that's completely fine. After playing your own match, which wasn't an easy one, right? The Australians are good. Like, friends can use weak assists here now. Yeah, obviously wins give you a bit of leeway for where you can draft, where you can do what. Saw that in the Canada set that the game 3 can be really important to have the strategical options kind of for game 4 and game 5. So they can use that. Let me see if I can already see the next map. It will be Canyon Lake next. Will the mod that just resolved the prediction also take care of the following predictions, so I don't have to worry about it? I want to see Goths, Italians, and Muisca here. So Huggy is preferring the French throw a bit. Or do an eco round, as everybody seems to say these days. Be Lido, hi. Yeah, I think overall our group was fun. We only lost Team Islands, Coastal Mountain. You lost US teams at losing TI. Through one set still feel good for us without Hezi really as well as being on. Will you have Hezi for the playoffs though? Also, Hydra, you need to a bit explain your name lore. I saw you not longer wrecked. Your Hydra question mark now. After today, are you already Hydra without question mark, or does it need more carrying that you can leave your question mark? We have Canyon Lake and we have this civilization, and nobody is using an eco round. We've got Admiral Zhao with the Jurchens, Gujaras for Plotter Ghost. There's also a high invest one, right? And Gujaras on the other side too. Koreans in this match. So Koreans not used for a watery purpose unless Rodney will play for the middle, but they're used as a flank here, a bit like how Germany A have been using them in their first series. And Vietnamese flank. I saw a very interesting Vietnamese flank play yesterday. Probably not many of you see that. Now I'm still not sure if that's Huggy doing the work or another one. Lucky Cubs is usually doing a lot when he's here. Yeah, actually, Feige rushed down a top player. I forgot who the top player was, but Feige rushed someone, Leash, I think. Feige completely crushed Leash in the first 5 minutes with Vietnamese. That was a sight to behold. So maybe Rodney can do that too. Let's see. So it's actually Lucky Cubs working. I was like, if somebody isn't chatting but actually doing mod work, then that's usually Lucky Cubs. Thanks. Thanks, Lucky. Prediction is up for game number 2. Flags are set. Let's friggin' go. Auriko with the, Auriko's actually a Vietnamese, will go against the Koreans. That can certainly be hard with the rocket cards up top. Admiral Zhao is looking to strike back with the Step Lancers of the Jurchens, but he gets struck by Javisty first and loses a villager. No, Admiral Zhao. Javisty's on a personal grudge here, it feels like, to destroy Zhao every match, kills one villager. It's not the end of the world. Japanese for Javisty again, sticking to a civilization that he beat Zhao with in the previous game. So not much changes for him. Expert Japanese player Javisty, I suppose. Who got the market is interesting, because we see Lighty making one, but not using it. And no market for the other Gujarat pocket in Plotter Ghost. Auriko sending some elephants forward in the downside. Okay. Teamwork. What's I've found out about teamwork? Beautiful. Unleash the Chonkers. Unfortunately, Leash is not playing in Team France or Netherlands. He's playing in Team USAA, and he got the Chonkers unleashed on in the game I just mentioned. Pocket support here coming for Rodney. We're leaving Zhao out to dry. Well, Zhao shouldn't dry that much. Rodney gets the market! What the hell? Lighty made the market so early and then forgot to take it. Well, they'll be selling different things, right? Rodney would be selling wood, and Lighty would also, Rodney would be selling food, and Lighty would be selling wood. Zhao wins the first fight, but relatively costly, and hasn't found any damage with the Step Lancers. Is he going heavy Step Lancers? No, he's... well, 5 stables is relatively a heavy commitment on Step Lancers, and didn't find much value there. Good build by Javisty, lots of barracks, double castle up, only then going for cav archers. I like it in this matchup. So Javisty doing, well, what's going on the bottom? It is another double attack, but it is turning into a 2v2, because Plotter Ghost is also here to defend. Rocket cards in position for Rodney Mckay. We need that Rodney Mckay siege carry micro for the Dutch. So far hasn't been really damaged by the Vietnamese elephants. Should be a good matchup for the Koreans. Rocket cards firing into the elephant mass. I think this might turn out pretty decently for the Dutch. They are investing a little bit more here as well, even though Gujarat's pocket is also investment by the French. Bombard cannons in place as well. The Rodney Mckay unit. If there's one Rodney Mckay unit, it is this one. Bombard cannons are out and about and shall be supremely microed, one would expect, by the Carry Me or Die double champion. Big elephant armies though. Double elephant army here for Auriko and Lighty with elephant archers and battle elephants. I guess that was the plan. but rocket carts are countering both sorts of elephants. How is Zhao doing up north? The grenadier mass is out. 30 grenadiers, cavalry just waiting behind, rocket carts at the front. But the siege counter is out too for Javisty. The Katabaruto trebuchets are taking apart the rocket carts. Holy shit. Every shot a hit for the giraffe. Step Lancers scatter in panic as the mighty giraffe rolls in together with Lighty's support now, supporting with some camels. The Katabaruto traps doing work for France. Grenadiers feel odd there? Grenadiers never feel odd, man. Why would Grenadiers feel odd? I like the Grenadier play. There's no heavy cav, right? There's no Knights, no Cavalier, no Paladin. They should be amazing. I really like the Grenadiers. I don't like the skirms, though. What the hell? Zhao on skirmishers. In the south, Rodney is heavily pushing back, though. Oh lord, a lot of must have happened here. Castles have went down, the elephant archers are running forward together with the heavy rocket carts. Rodney is starting to carry as we are used to seeing. He already carried Frost to the Carry Me or Die titles. Now it is time to carry the Zhao to the group victory for the Netherlands. So many elephant archers now by Plotter Ghost as well. Plotter Ghost on 63 elephant archers with the OP siege of Rodney Mckay behind. This front is starting to look very, very nice for the Dutch. Trade set up behind, not really there yet for the French either. Netherlands already starting to trade. Base will be lost for Auriko here. Rodney power, Plotter Ghost with good support, elephant archers not caring about anything, walking through here. Lighty now with raids. Who saw raids? The fuck is going on here? Lighty thinks he's playing 1v1. Clutch Castle coming up for Admiral Zhao. Really clutch coming up against all those raids, but they're kind of just going through the base. Not sure what Lighty is doing there. Yeah, I guess he doesn't have gold, but now he will also not have food, so Hussars is really not the play. Zhao still struggling a bit at the front, now with all the raids. Maybe they still give him some leeway, but Camels of Plotter are reacting to that. In the south, main base of Auriko has fully been taken. Can push towards the inexistent trade. Lighty was trying, nobody gave him a market, so he's like, fuck it, I'm playing Hussar now, but I don't think that's the good reaction. The better reaction would be to say some not so nice words to your team, I guess, and at least get short trade out. Zhao trying to push back with, what is this comp? Full trash? That is still on the Hussar raids. In the middle we have a bit too many ships, I feel like, for this map for Plotter Ghost. Don't think we really need the fires. But will be middle control for them as well. War wagons now being added to raid. They are trying to find the trade, but once more the trade raids will get countered by the non-existence of the trade line. Non-existence, speaking of non-existent things, Auriko's base comes to mind. Zhao's base still existing. It's not looking all too great, but it's still existing. And as long as it exists, it can protect the trade. And skirmishers against the Japanese army makes sense until they add in some infantry again, like some champions or some samurai. Camels and elephant archers now also turning here, and I don't know, Javisty might still be confident in his push, but this feels a bit jover as Rodney Mckay's war wagons have even made it onto the market, and we have a swift clapback by the Dutch. Classic Dutch efficiency, I guess. Are the Dutch efficient as well? I feel like it's more of a high-tech country than Germany, so they should be even more efficient. Rodney even attacking ground buildings so he doesn't friendly fire. True siege master. Yeah, I mean, it's what you should do. Shravamsha right were the key, but not used. Do you see any Shravamsha rider? I didn't. I wouldn't consider us especially efficient, but you've got bike lanes everywhere. Isn't that efficiency? You can move without polluting. I would say that's peak efficiency. Lack of it was bad. Yeah. Agreed. GG's called, and the Dutch take it onto the scoreboard. Zhao couldn't stand losing his base in game 1, so he also lost his base in game 2, but this time Rodney could carry. No, I mean, they played together, right? Rodney and Flutter Ghost with a double push, and their army was victorious against the double army of Lighty and Auriko this time. Auriko maybe better with the raiding and running around role. I'm a bit surprised he isn't even playing pocket. Well, Lighty's always playing pocket in CMOD 2, I guess. But yeah, not enough mobility for Auriko, perhaps. And obviously Koreans, really strong civilization also against the Vietnamese elephants. And that brings the Dutch the game 2 victory. And we're having the close set that we expected. Somehow they let Frost get him twice. We have to all thank Hazy, who was in his car when he did the captain's draft. So I'm freaking Andy for picking you? Is Huggy complaining that he got picked? Well, the Netherlands used the Georgians, I would blame Hazy. And they used the Koreans. Nick Stutz! Let's go! The fastest low elo legend of DM is playing here because Admiral Zhao is in the match. So you should watch it closely, your deathmatch brethren. Kajaras fused for both teams. We're currently at 1-1 standings.
Send all these back. See if with this chickens, we're going to be needing more information. Inflammation. Back pawn to fish boom. Oh, I wish I know how to fish boom. If somebody teaches me, I'm happy to learn. Let's go on a 1v1, and I mean not 1v1 really. Just come hop on Discord. Show me how to fish boom. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
Thank you for the follow, Zuberinski. And thanks for the raid, Nick Sturz. Wir stürzen kurzen. And welcome to Deathmatch Nations Cup, the banger grudge match between Netherlands and France, and even series so far. So we will get at least 2-4 games. Canyon Lake won by the Dutch as a home map. And we will go next to Kawasan. What do you think? Which civilizations will we see on Kawasan, guys? Poop Lord! Ew. That's why he's not 1500 elo, because he can't fish boom? Try to help him out. Is it best of 5? Yes. If you want information about DM Nations Cup, this is the command. Community funded tournament, currently sitting at around $430. All the big names in basically DM and RM of the last 10 years are in as well. I mean, not all the big names of RM, but a significant amount of the big names in RM. The Viper is playing, Tidal is playing, Winchester is playing, etc. There's no issue in posting it twice, Huggy. You know? No need to donate, you can give it straight to you. Yeah, MTExplore is known in DM for not playing games and still receiving prize money, so he's doing the same strategy here again. He captains a Dutch team and has not played a single match yet, but if they... and then he ends up in finals without a single match played. And gets prize money. I don't know, did they actually give you parts of the prize pool for CMOD? MTExplore? Why do they have Japanese twice? Because there's 4 civ pools. And in order to have 15 civilizations for each of them, sub-civs have to be doubled. Can't really show the other pools right now, but you can see by pool 2 that there's 4, maybe. You got 25% of the prize money for 0 games played. Oh, they're too nice, man. Coach is an important role. Yeah, I'm sure Malda was actively coached by MTExplore. Titanic! Manda got a Lewis raid. I only got a Nick Sturz raid. RIP. I'm only the second biggest stream of this match. Way to shame guys rating you, eh? But Nick Sturz always wants to be rated by these guys, so I thought it's fine. We're going to Kavasan. Do we have thoughts on the next civilizations, guys? Okay, Malda is defending his team member of Seabot. It's not the size of the race that matters, it's if you can take your opponent's berries. Pooplord, what are your thoughts on Nikov versus Neo's situation? I feel like you would be the prime person to ask about that drama. What did Nikov do wrong? He had the middle water, why didn't he win the match, man? Depends on when they start, Huggy. They take forever. They're starting, so I think we should lose. I think it's a non-drama. If Pooplot saying it's not a drama, then it's really not a drama, eh? But we've got a Kavasan game at our hands. The crucial game 3 between the Netherlands and France. It is the prime DM drama, the rivalry between the Netherlands and French. And it is at peak right now in this game 3, the crucial game 3 in this all-important match for the outcome of Group E. We've got Auriko on the Slavs. So the French are going all out on that game 3. They're also using Koreans, so probably using 2 of the mightiest civilizations here. Won't have them therefore for Coastal Mountain to accompany the Persians that we're probably going to see there by both teams. And Rodney Mckay now on the Vietnamese. Did the Dutch not use Vietnamese yet? Oh, apparently not. According to my sheet they didn't either, so I guess it's fine. And Zhao, Japanese, Byzantines, Vietnamese. No, wait, it's Japanese, Byzantines, Vietnamese. Yeah, for the Dutch. So a bit of an eco round in game 3 that can be risky for the Dutch. Vietnamese was from France, yeah. They lost to Rodney last game. I just, for some reason, thought we saw Vietnamese in game 1. Malda didn't expect a win there? You didn't expect a win where? You can expect a win here though, and show that by partaking in the gamba that's going on. Thanks to either Huggy or Lucky Combs. Oh, in the Canada match, of course, yeah. That was an upset. Time for flags. And time for games. Welcome to Kavasan in the all-important revenge attempt by the French Auriko on the Slavs. Slavs on Kavasan though? Bit slow to get to the lake. Slow. Javisty also slow to get to anything because he's making double castles set up. In their pocket there is the Byzantines, who I guess get Admiral Zhao and have no lake together. Vietnamese for Rodney Mckay will lose a villager to Javisty. Man, Javisty is getting a wild snipe with his Hussar every frigging game. Such a nerd with his starting unit. losing it now himself. Not interested in docks. Interesting no dock strategy by the French on Kavasan. Whose home map was this? Actually the French home map. So maybe they found out that the lakes don't matter. So far I think the lakes do matter. As Admiral Zhao is getting a dock up. Okay, Auriko is trying to get a dock up. Slavs not really known for their navy, however. No bracer on their galleon that's being produced right now. Both players going galleons feels a bit weird as well. As on the other side we are going for unupgraded fires, of course. Rodney Mckay doesn't know the tech tree of the Vietnamese. That is USA A levels of preparation, or USA B or UK A levels. Who was that? Wasn't that in the Canada match? It's probably UK levels of preparation with the unupgraded fire. Still, 2 docks to 1 should probably work out, but it's turtle ships coming for Javisty. How much food these fish have? 225, but it's not for the fish. It's for the map control that these pawns matter. In the middle, Byzantines are meeting, but not too much going on there. We first have the lake fights. Forward castle attempted here, but Canningan is out. Javisty's castle might be insta-denied. Canningan is actually going for the castle, ignoring the dock. I think killing the dock first would be helpful. The turtles are being massed in there. Has he told me Viks have fast fire? I think Vikings do have fast fire, no? Maybe not. Well, before I play them, I would check. At least they don't have fast fire. I still think they shouldn't have fires. And all turtle ships are out! Against the Canningans, yeah, and that's why you should prioritize the dock. That's why you should prioritize the dock. Now Javisty is onto the turtle ships and can dominate this pond. And is crouching forward on land as well. Heavy rocket carts are out. What's going on the right side front? Water contested, but docks are dead for Auriko. So the Admiral is taking control of the waters. It is a bit of not that important Admiralty though to be Admiral of a pond. But it's important game-wise, especially also the main goal there for the night with the Canningan. So Zhao doing well against Auriko on the right side, even with Japanese versus Slavs. The Slavs, maybe not the Civ I would have picked here. Middle control looking good for Lighty though, just playing through the middle. Has established a good foothold in the middle, can't get the relics, but there's no Lithuanians in the game, so that matters a little bit less. Admiral Zhao now even coming to support in the middle, having locked down the front. Beautiful play by the Admiral. On the left side though, Rodney is struggling, the turtle ships winning the pond. Javisty inching forward on the land as well with the Koreans. Castle falls, or has to be deleted, and Rodney has to move a little bit backwards. Sorry, but the market got a bit out of hand there. Plotter goes slinging to Rodney, hoping that he will stabilize. So take a look at the resources now. Middle position is looking good for the French. Top position looking good for the Dutch. Bottom position is also looking good for the French. So I guess 2 out of 1 positions better for France. Admiral Zhao loses this castle. They need to push together somewhere. I think no, a bit bewildered by the pockets, just like staring at each other instead of helping in the side fights. Zhao can maybe push through here. Auriko moving all his army to the middle. Zhao identifying that, can maybe move forward. Needs some more trebuchets forward. Maybe just push over the edge here. That's a good wood line zoning off for Auriko there. And they can go forward. Turtle ships don't throw cannons anymore. They do both. Rockets or like, yeah, I think rockets and cannonballs. See? Javisty is definitely throwing a lot, even the siege towers at Rodney Mckay, and Rodney Mckay is in big trouble. For the Dutch, Zhao winning his side, but his team might still be losing. Desperation time, sending the Cavatchers in for a trade raid. Only 1 castle in the way. Back everything is open. These houses are not really house wall. Admiral Zhao looking to save the day with a 55 cav archer raid. Also contributing to the fights in the middle more than Auriko. Plotterghost still losing ground there. Rodney's side is very worrying. Plotterghost not coming to support there. The cav archers are in. The trade is under duress. Zhao looking to save it for their games. YouTube is a good shout. New tier list there about deathmatch team games, especially for these Nation Cup settings. Kid and me made one on Sunday. It's now up on YouTube. As Zhao is trying to save the game, trying to kill the villagers. The heavy scorpions not really good to fix trade rates. Zhao causing a lot of chaos in the back. The question is it enough? Javisty is not distracted by that. He doesn't care. Cataphracts finally appearing on the left side. Will be great against this army if Plotterghost can just get some more things over there. Can Rodney Mckay stabilize well enough? Zhao is doing the utmost, but now the Camel's pinned down the CA. Scorpion's getting ballistics now is helping in this situation, but Zhao's units are faster. He's moving away. He's forcing a lot of reactions. He's making a forward castle. Zhao is heavily attempting to carry this game. Auriko's army just standing a bit idle in the middle. Think might need to retreat to his base. Now finally Plotterghost appearing a bit on the left side. Really need those cataphracts to clear the champions, halberdiers, and therefore get onto the rocket carts and the trebuchets to stop Javisty's push. But already a few cataphracts just like showing up, posing there, showing their presence, have kind of made Javisty afraid to go forward. And Javisty a bit stopped in his tracks. That's exactly the time that the Dutch need to, well, come back into this game, to stabilize, to give Zhao the time to push on the northern side. Auriko 10k food, Javisty 0. Classic French solidarity at play. Think we are in 1793 and Javisty is representing the Gironde, whereas the Montagnards and the Jacobins are eating the children of the revolution for Auriko, and they ate so many revolutionary children that they have 10k food in the bank. So therefore Zhao is pushing the food bank. Finally! No, wait. Javisty sent gold? No, they're sending gold to Auriko. They're sending rest to Auriko. Auriko still has his food. Can he make some boya somewhere? He's trying. He's housed! He's housed! Auriko is housed because he lost his base. Is Zhao actually turning this around? Whopper's having fun with flags. Javisty is back to pushing now. Pushing Plotterghost, but why? Javisty, you could just push into a trade here. Why are you pushing the pocket now? I guess they want to combine their pushes or something. Someone needs to take care of this as well. Auriko with the slung res is trying to clear this. That's actually quite some units for both Lighty and Auriko. Trebuchets under the castle. Where is the land army for Zhao? Zhao is overboomed. Zhao is overboomed and his military is all on this lake. Needs to delete some villagers in order to get land military out to defend this push. Isn't doing so, so the French keep pressing in the middle. Still don't really like the angle, but also how disjointed the push is. Like Auriko's army here, Javisty's army here, while Lighty is defending. I don't know, French team feels a bit all over the place, but at least they have a lot more place than the opposing team, which is pressed to the edge of the map. There you go, sniper. 3 cataphracts, 1 camel and 1 halberdier are enough. No, you shouldn't correct yourself. 4 was the right number. He cleared everything with 4 units. He didn't even need 40. Also, Rodney Mckay coming in with his famous bombard cannon unit, insta-denying the castle for Lighty, holding the line for French Canadians. I mean, something like that. Maybe they can be elevated to Montreal. No, that's actually a Dutch though. Ah, I'm getting confused. But still, Admiral Zhao needs more land army. Samurai is too busy showing their swords and checking if their sword is right in all, and therefore not reaching the fight. Zhao should dot second leg. Can he? Yeah, maybe he could. Push is looking good for the French in the middle. Overall, like the position of the French. Zhao is kind of stopped now. They kind of need to stop this. Maybe now it's time to mass those 40 cataphracts or 40 or something really up. Lone Helvetiers are not going to cut it for Plotter Ghost. Trade setup at least looks relatively decent for the Dutch team. Javisty quite late on trade on the other hand, but Lighty looking good on that. Auriko looking fine. Rodney Mckay now is back in the game, has actually a pretty good army of 60. But it's a Vietnamese army against a Korean, and that didn't go too well when it was reversed roles in the last game. Zhao loses his forward castle, still has the cannon gains there. Auriko desperately trying to raid. Classic Auriko Malda Scholar things. No, fish traps in the middle of the lake are better because they're less exposed, guys. A bit copium, but you can at least make one argument for it. Overboom from the Dutch, overboom from the Dutch. Plotter Ghost 152, Zhao. This also keeps making trade cards. That's why his eco count is going up. Rodney is relatively fine. Elephant Civ 130, that seems okay. Why is all the army just like stopping? Is he right-clicking something that's gone then? Or why do we have all these like individual... What? No! No! No way! Rodney Mckay is putting Rattan archers in siege towers for trade rate? Oh, what is this for? Also, why can we do this? We have fish traps. Javisty not having eco might kill all their momentum. They could sling him, you know? Auriko has over 5k of every resource, but is not saying anything. He's raiding with boyas, though that's very unprotected farmland for Plotter Ghost, so we lose a lot there. It's trying to make a castle. The momentum is a bit killed. The game is calming down a little. Where are the siege towers? Siege towers still being masked. We have to follow the siege towers of Rodney. There we go. No, we're just assembling. Sniper is predicting Netherlands will win this. Let's freaking go. Amazing match already. Lots of pushes, lots of close to the trade. Now some raids by Plotter Ghost, still struggling with the boyas at home though. Can the French amass another army? They're also a bit overboomed, close to 150 for two of the players, while Javisty is underboomed. And they don't really have their sling in order. Javisty has a few more resources, maybe finally got some slung. No, Javisty is still slinging to Auriko! Javisty is adding on to the stockpile! Why is okay, that was 10 minutes ago, maybe not. The siege towers are going, and no reaction by Javisty. No reaction by Javisty. The sneak is on with the red color. It's not like they've chose the most sneaky color to do this. The Siege Tower trade rate by Rodney Mckay. Who the fuck has time for this? Okay, Javisty has noticed. He's sending some champions. But, plot twist, there's red archers in here that can take out the champions. Maybe don't unload them behind the castle though. Something like here would be good. What is the vision of Rodney Mckay? Sees that castle now. You have to get out of the castle range. In the edge, there's a small part in the edge. He's going to the edge of the map. What is this play? There is a reason that this was always going to be an amazing series. Red Archers with the siege towers to catch the arrow fire one. They are killing the trade. This is the best trade rate I've seen in whole TM history. And Red Archers don't care that much about castles either. I mean, I like that he's moving here now. He should be doing that. What's happening at the front? Lots of tram wars going on there, but honestly, do we want to watch something else? No, we want to watch the siege tower trade rate. And it's so effective! 20 down to 26, 21 trade! They're not I mean, they're somewhat reacting. Lighty is saving his cards. Javisty's trying to make a castle. Is that how the Dutch come back in the game? They've completely stopped the Dutch trade, the French trade. With Siege Tower Rattan. And what red cards of Lighty are going to the death? The castle is stopped. More trade is dying. I mean, Auriko has so many resources, but Lighty's running low now. Lighty's running low. They are still alive. The castle is at 90%. The castle is not going up. 95%. There's also a bit of raiding here. At the front, it's still looking a bit dire for Plotter, Ghost, Auriko, and the guys. Auriko's streaming a lot in here. They're trying to finish the game in the middle. But the Rattans are still there. They are there since legit 5 minutes now. One rocket card. No! And it all dies in one shot. Perfect ending to the sequence. Castle goes up for Javisty, but that did so much. Ending on like a one shot is amazing too. Auriko's trade card still idle. Auriko is forward with some boyas. Oh, I can't stop laughing. I knew this set would be amazing. Rodney is pushing back. On the back of this, Rodney is pushing back. Alert! Alert! Rodney has the lake! Yeah, we can't stop it anymore, unfortunately. We ran out of the stops, so what can we do? They might be both of us. Been fighting over the middle lake now. I need to calm down after that whole Red Archer sequence. Are we doing it again? Do we have more siege towers? No, well, just one here. That one siege tower raid made my day. Let's freaking go. Plotter's too much of a boomer. He's down to 122 villagers. All the vill counts have kind of been a bit lowered. Plotter's farms are still very exposed. Do we have any stone left, right? Trade isn't that secure, but I mean, it is at least alive, right? More trade for the Dutch, and that might enable them to push back. Zhao is fighting in the middle now, has given up fighting on his side. They are all in on trying to stabilize Plotter here. Both Plotter's and Zhao's armies in the middle. At the same time, Rodney Mckay brought back into the game by his own raid, and by Zhao's pressure a bit as well, is now pushing forward on the left. What's with the fish traps? They are still the same fish traps, I bet. Do we have any... Fish is not even being used by the French, so, you know, better those fish traps than nothing. I need to breathe. Castle at 24 HP? What is this? No, I can't breathe! The camel might kill a castle here! No, camel doesn't kill the castle. Rodney, repair this! 24 HP castle! This game! It's absolutely killing me! Now Auriko pushing, they're changing the angle again, now trying to push into Zhao's space. Zhao's space is pretty defended with the cannon gains though. Another castle died here, 24 HP castle still going strong. Need some siege here for Plotter Ghost, maybe try to push back the middle hill, but do we really want to push the hill? Think Rodney Mckay's angle maybe makes more sense. Bombard cannons in the waiting for Javisty though. This will be a long one. And one of the best games of the tournament, I'm sure. Just by the... We're getting more siege towers! More siege towers are being made, guys. Siege tower rate 2, electric boogaloo. Exactly. And Nacho's still fighting a bit at the front. It's still looking iffy in the pocket positions, but let's go. Rodney making cannon gains here. That's the Rage Forest experience. Always use the pawns to defend by having cannon gains in them. The Rage Forest plays out of the Rage Forest professional Rodney Mckay. Hand cannons actually took them out though. Bit of a sad sight here. Byzantine hand cannons. Okay. What's the status on the siege towers? Siege towers are out. Sadly, elephants in siege towers is not possible. Oh, the castle fell. No, we need to go back. I need to know what killed the 24 HP castle. A bombard cannon, how boring. I wanted a melee unit to kill that. No, bombard cannon shot. Most boring resolution to the 24 HP castle. Don't show the siege towers if you show... Oh, why is that a tongue breaker? If you show the siege towers, they will know there's another raid coming. Forward mining here for Rodney Mckay. More Boya raids being cleared by Samurai. Oh, Samurai, maybe actually a nice unit against Boya. I didn't think about that so much yet. Full Samurai kind of for Zhao, right? 30 Samurai on the field. Or full Helmet from Plotter Ghost is what I don't like. I mean, I guess you don't want to make calves since there's camels. But you can just make camels, no? Helmetiers do kind of nothing here. Plotter Ghost needs a cavalry unit. Or cataphract. At least something that is not Helmetiers. Plotter Ghost might be in big trouble here, guys. I don't see anything defending Plotter Ghost. He has no army. He has no army. All those amazing plays by the Dutch. But they might be for nothing, because now there's two armies and no defense on Plotter at all. Javisty is keeping the siege towers busy. So Rodney Mckay can't load them up. Javisty is no more of this shit. I'm gonna take out the siege towers before they reach my base. Something has reached his base. It is not the siege towers though. It is the elephants. They are getting a good raid onto the farmers as well, but... to be honest, do we really need farms with Koreans anyways? They can pretty much, if they don't make Helmetiers but Fire Lancers, they don't need any food for their military. And the Cannoneers are in the trade. A ranged unit in the trade. It's not as cool as the Radnach raid, but it might be just as effective. Zhao is trying to push his side. Kind of in the trade though. Wait a second. I mean, he left Plotter Ghost out to dry a bit. Rodney Mckay, nobody was helping the pocket. But Zhao is killing Zhao Castle. Zhao Castle on the trade. We do have an actual Zhao Castle by Admiral Zhao. This game is giving us everything. They're losing all their trade at home. But Zhao at least got to make a Zhao Castle, and he's killing the trade of Auriko as well. But it's not enough. A trade of themselves at home is too dead. So am I after this game 3. France takes the W. But what a banger of a game. The early pushes, I don't know, the absolute madness of the mid game, the siege tower raid, a Zhao castle to end it. That last shot on the Rathans, oh my god. 1k kills for Auriko. Biggest eco for Rodney Mckay. Best rate of the tournament for Rodney Mckay as well. Fastest player in the lobby is Lighty. Jessica, welcome! Unfortunately, you just missed the game of the century. But maybe the game of the next century will be the next one. The game we just watched is an... we saw a Rattan Archer Siege Tower trade rate, killing almost all the trade in a big tournament. 2-1 for France, however, and I have no voice left. I need to breathe for a second. And I'll be back for game number 4.
One more. Okay, Rodney, for you.
Thanks for the raid. Welcome, guys. We're casting DM Nations Cup! Exclamation mark DMNC. I'm back. Looks like there's a pause anyways. Why does the overlay say Musica instead of Muisca? Because Mojito doesn't know what the news is and made this thing? I guess. I'm not sure if I can't fix it because there's like going on, so... It's a bit of a classic mistake, eh? But it's not mine. It's Mojito's. Because music is more important than civ names, I guess. So are you waiting or are you pausing then? Zhao. Because it's like 5 minutes before that, right? Golden Lakes would be the next map. After the French won their home map of Kawasan, last remaining home map of the Dutch. And thanks for the raid, Jessica, and to all the people coming from Jessica's stream. Shit to the command again. We're casting Deathmatch Nations Cup. So, team game tournament 3v3 based on, well, nationalities and a diverse map pool. And lots of teams in, lots of prominent members. These are 2 teams that are playing right now. But we've got, for example, also Germany A with the German resident, the Viper in the tournament. We've got Team Spain around Tato in the tournament. Winchester is playing too. All the old DM legends, if you know them, are playing United States A and United States B. The ones that dominated DM World Cups for years. And Argentina is a strong team with Monos. Australia also has some big old legends. Austria, of course, the Freaking Brothers and Winchester is a strong team. So lots more gonna happen the next few weeks. What are the chances of Sweden against Germany A being in the finals? Depends on the bracket draw, right? If they are on the same but on different sides. But if they're on different sides, I would say very high. So far, I would say that's the teams that have looked the most oppressive. And then there's USA A, who's like the third team. That would be like in the top 3 of favorites. I guess we're waiting until the memorial minute for the Dutch. And we'll only start after the... How is it called? Memorial moment. 2 minutes of silence in Netherlands at... Wait, you said at 20... Oh, no, you're correct. Yeah, now it's in 2 minutes. When Zhao originally talked about it, it was like 10 minutes before 8, right? Golden Lakes, what do you think about Civilizations? Guess we're not doing 2 minutes of silence on stream, right? Austria will go top 4, at least I hope. High Unknown player. Finals will be USA A versus USA B, easy. They've already dropped games, you know? Sweden and Germany haven't dropped games in the group stage. Team Japan? That's also a strong team, but it lost to Netherlands in a show match before the tournament, so, you know. It's a stain. As the Dutch are not looking too good against the French so far, but everything still possible. Civ-wise, Persian still for both teams, and Dutch still have Slavs, so advantage Netherlands on the draft. Do you think Russia could be Sweden topless? No. Could be. They have like super strong RM team, right? They're in the same group as Sweden. Winchester antagonist white. Winchester has also played DM before and won DM World Cup 1 Silver League. But Winchester isn't Frost. And antagonist isn't Ganji. And I don't think white is as strong as Cameron or Spaden. So... if I compare positions here, I would give Sweden the advantage on every position. Germany only team that can. Germany B, of course. These are the 3, like, USA maybe can. But I would say Germany has the best shot at beating the Swedes. So. What do you play here now if you're the Dutch? They kind of need a win, right? So they're kind of forced to bring out the Slavs. I think also map-wise you have to. Because they're not too useful in Coastal Mountain, so you might want to use them on Golden Lakes. I think USA A2 with Improvise, Favorite and True. Yeah, but I think Germany's... I rate Germany a bit higher right now. Germany B, of course, and then Germany A as well. Obviously UK B too, true. It has to be UK B instead of UK A. I mean, UK B hasn't lost to Canada yet. I mean, Germany C, Germany C was arguably closer to beating Spain than UKB was. They basically had a game in the bag, then made a little mistake, so they would have gotten 2 wins there. Well, you did the same though, right? Maybe you did the draft mistake? I don't know. Spain didn't look that strong as I expected, right? Or UKB and Germany C just looked a lot better than expected. Well, I've asked plenty of times for the timeline myself. I would really like if they publish one. Don't think it will be a couple of weeks. Group stage is, I guess, somewhat supposed to end this week. I think it's something you should ask in the feedback section of the Discord more than in my stream. Japanese and Persians and Italians says up. I think Persians should be for Coastal Mountains for game 5. But you have to kind of use some strong civs here. You can't really use Goths there. You have to use Goths here as well. It's kind of awkward for the Dutch. If they want to win the set. All in now, but then you lose game 5, right? I think France might do an eco round here. Keep Persian students for Coastal Mountain. And then if you waste all your strong civs as Netherlands, then you've got no chance in game 5. So you kind of need an eco round, but a bit stronger. So you pick the 2 eco civs, Italians Goth with Slav. Or maybe Italians Japanese, Goth Japanese with Slav. And then if you win that with the Slav bonus, then you have Persians and Teutons to match Persians and Teutons for France in game 5. And you're in a good mood, and civs don't matter? Civs matter a lot in DM though. Oh, 2 minutes should be over, so we should get to a game soon. My level? Thanks. Goth, Japanese, Slav should be fine now, and then probably mirrored game 3, game 5. Yeah, I think so too. Japanese and Goths are also really nice for Slav support, and if the opponent doesn't have Slavs, that will be hard to defend for them. As they might do like Muisca, Goth, Byzantines now, right? Keep Italians for the water flank, or keep Byzantines for the water flank on Coastal Mountain. Yeah, probably Goth, Italians, Muisca for France. Muisca SO on Coastal Mountain. But you could have Teuton SO, right? On your level it's more mystical. Yeah, Mystical Soul is in Team USA. Bold claim that you're saying you're on his level. If you don't throw entirely, but if you're expecting your opponents to play Goths, do you really want to play Teutons on the close map? A Teuton flank versus an opponent's team that's likely gonna play Goths with Slav support feels very risky. Teuton pocket? Yeah, I mean, would be a bit of a waste though, right? Italian Persian Teuton. With coast to mountain as the remaining map. Oh, you're meaning on coast to mountain. We're talking about what they're gonna pick on Golden Lakes though. Yeah, you could try Italians instead of Byzantines. Byzantines are a bit better on water though, right? Italians are better against elephants. No, it's Golden Lakes first. Then game 5. Maybe... No, I did it wrong now. No, I'm confusing you guys further. Game 4 is Golden Lakes, game 5 is Coast to Mountain. These two bullies in this group? No, the Swiss have been surprisingly bullyish. We have started game number 4. Let's go. Golden Lakes. See if I was right. Double Goth. There's the Slavs and the Japanese. Absolutely what I thought about the Dutch. Goths, Italians, Muisca. Ha! 100%! They will do Byzantines across the mountain. The Byzantines or Italians? That was like the question for me. Wait, is that an Italian pocket? Yeah, well, I guess where else would you put them, right? You want Goths on flank and you want Slavs on flank. Italian pocket is very wild, though. I guess you Kondo rush a bit together with the Goth. And give the Goths condos and the Slavs condos. Not the Slavs, the Muisca condo? Muisca condos? That sounds like an interesting concept. I think they're faster, no? But it's like Goths with Slav support and Japanese Kevacha support rush for Admiral Zhao. Muisca condos, I'm excited to see that thread. And it's Lighty playing flank actually for the first time as well. Definitely, we're gonna see another wild game, guys. Hard to be wilder than the last game, but there is chances. Strap in. While I take care of fun with flags. Welcome to a crucial game for Netherlands, fighting for their chance to stay in this. They have Slav bonus on Admiral Zhao's Goth ready to carry. He will face the Muisca that can make condos by Lighty. In the south, we've got Rodney Mckay with the Slavs against Auriko's Goths, and Slavs should be able to hold that. In the pocket, Plotter goes Japanese and Javisty with an Italian pocket. It's game 4. We're looking at our civs for Coast to Mountain. Game 5. Therefore, a bit of the weirder pocket civs here. Eco KD, nothing has happened so far. Let's see how well the buffed up Slavs can rush for Zhao here. Takes care of the Hussar just fine. Of Javisty's Hussar. That was the pocket Hussar. Goth rush starting in the south. Auriko looking for damage with the condos. Is it condos for the Muisca as well? No, it's Temple Guards, but Temple Guards suck against infantry. Halberdiers though? What? I mean, maybe Temple Guards are good enough for the Huskars, but if the Goths switch to champions, they might be in trouble. So far, it seems fine here. Chicken Castle trying to come up by Rodney. Gets this up so far. Huskars are moving in. Temple Guard defense not going condos. Is a bit surprising me that they're not using the bonus, but against the Huskars might work. Villagers are falling though. Lighty has lost 5 villagers. Is the mighty Zhao able to defeat the 2k2 armor? Yeah, that's a bit too eager, I think, attacking the TC here. Goth bonus is nice. TC actually is losing quite some HP. 800 HP left. But the units are down. That will be another dead villager. more units, like a bit of distraction. Javisty raiding with Vietnam, I mean, Italian Cavalier at least are fully upgraded. Trying to support with them at the front. Now I really like this play by Javisty, bringing the Cavalier in as a sponge against the Goth Flood. Goths are mixing in some Halberdiers. Cavachers are part of the army comp too. Plotter goes supporting with them. Now big clunky fights between infantry units are breaking out. Welcome to the lower ends of the draft in Deathmatch Nations Cup. The units are moving backwards. Lighty has to retreat. Huskarls and the Cavachers. The Cavalier not that strong against the Japanese CA. On the other hand side, looks completely fine for Rodney Mckay Slavs. If the Slavs don't take any losses early, should be easy pickings for them to kill Auriko. Auriko realizes that and is trying to go somewhere else. Is trying to do damage on the pocket, but Samurai are in place for Plotter Ghost in order to catch these Huskarls out. It's looking decent for the Dutch for a potential game 5 here. Zhao will get the TC now. Zhao indeed ran for the TC with those Huskarls. Got the TC. 5 villagers for Lighty. Where are they? They are running, trying to get to the base of the Italian, making TC under castle protection there. Does he still have anything building in his base? Maybe retreating a little bit too early with them. Still has units on the field. Still could fight. I would really like to have a villager still here trying to get that castle up. One villager is still there. TC is down. In the south though, Rodney Mckay is also moving on to the GC. Might be a double TC kill here. Trebuchet killing the TC for Auriko. Soon no starting TCs left for the French. I mean, obviously besides the pocket, but that is also besides the point as infantry units dive the TC for Auriko as well. Auriko will also be no TC gaming soon. 2 out of 3 players without a TC right now for the French. TC goes down for Auriko. Castle about to fall. Slav champions, what do you even do with the Goths against that? All over the base there, while the Temple Guard Slinger combo is trying to fight back in the north still. But no TC gaming for most of the French team. And it's only an Italian pocket. Also, not really a strong pocket civ that is still alive for Javisty. Jumpy should get bonus with Huskarls. Huskarls are shock infantry, right? No, Huskarls are no shock infantry. Okay, then they don't. Regular old infantry. Hi, Genbo. Units moving forward here. Now a lot of army by Plotterboss coming into the fight. Auriko's base is also getting ripped apart by the Slav siege push. So many units for Rodney Mckay stopping the markets even. This is looking like deep, deep game 5 territory, boys. And girls. And marsupials. And otters. And other animals. Netherlands brings it to a game 5 with a mighty Admiral Zhao Goth Rush. And Goth not doing anything for Auriko. Obviously Slav plus Goth with Japanese CA support. A mighty combo for the Dutch. And they didn't invest many civs. Perfect play. Also exactly what I recommended for them to do as a civ combo. And it worked great. The Muisca did not go for the condos. So didn't use their team bonus here. And it is 2-2. We are going to a game 5. In favor of whoever wins it, because there's no favorite. We're just going to a game 5. In favor of France, arguably, because they picked Ghost Mountain. Infinite race ratios. And that includes the town center. Zhao killed exactly 1 building. And it was Lighty's DC. Rodney Mckay killed 19 buildings. One of them was Auriko's TC, but the 1-to-0 race ratio about only the TC, that's gold. Lighty with an amazing KD, anti-goth things, but he lost 1 crucial building. This military stat is great. These 2 military stats together are great. Eco didn't play that much of a role. Plotter Ghost was untouched the most, and Rodney got villagers. Admiral Zhao with a peak shower APM of 58. He's never been this fast. Only Lighty was faster in dying. Admiral Zhao has come a long way from being the defeated player to becoming the defeating player. Needs to open Jumpy, then Goss get shredded, extra melee armor and move faster. Moving faster they could have had with the condos as well. It would have been kind of cool if they made condo. Did condo get the extra armor as well? Time to retake Chris. Jumpy warriors and Otter engines, Sage. Archer line and Jumpy warriors. Oh, they have no bonuses for the condo, so yeah, probably Jumpys are better than. Zhao brutal that game. Zhao brutal indeed. Someone is having fun. I think a lot of us are having fun. One team is having fun, has had a lot of fun in the last game, and the cast had a lot of fun, and I think the chat has a lot of fun too. And the viewers, the lurkers as well, obviously. Zhao 100% efficient, kill one winning and win the battle. Exactly. Superior strategy. Keeping Zhao emotionally stable after a rough game 1 has been the key. Yeah, I bet. But Rodney is, I think, pretty good at that. It's only game soundtracks? Sounds like an update of Oleo. This is one very specific game soundtrack that you get muscles if you guess it correctly. So, we end up mirroring, relatively at least, Goths, Italians and Muisca used for France. Goths, Japanese and Slavs used here. So we've got Persians and Teutons for both teams. Only difference, Italians for the Netherlands and Byzantines for the French. And they have started, so let's go into the final game. Decider time. Mods, please get a prediction up. I'll be back in 30 seconds and let me tell me which team you prefer, guys. Big game coming up. Biggest game, and the mods are sleeping. Oh, they stopped at game 3. Oh. Game 5 Gamba is up. To do everything myself, but what's going on? Nobody bet on game 3, so I stopped. Guys, how can you not bet on the set? What? Hope Netherlands wins with a siege tower raid. Yeah, sadly, it wasn't game winning. Who can siege tower raid here? Maybe the Italians? Teutons, it's a bit harder. I mean, you could go ETK in siege towers, I guess, but is that good at raiding trade then? Well, we are off. We are in game number 5. This set has absolutely delivered. Now let's see who can close it out and win. We've got Admiral Zhao, of course, playing the Navy side as the Italians. He will fight with Auriko's Byzantines. In the middle position, Persians for Plotter Ghost and Persians for Lighty. And at the top position, Teuton Mirror between Rodney Mckay and Javisty. Lots of barracks for Javisty. Relatively quickly onto siege. On the other side, Persian Store, most interesting. 6 stable opening. What? We don't like elephants for Lighty. And also 5 stables, so huge stable numbers for the Persians actually. Wanting to rush a little bit more. Do you open Carracks or Gallius Zhao? Good quick words by Zhao, first of all. Walling in his villager on the other side. Villager walled in as well. No eco losses. There will be Carracks opening for Auriko into fires actually. And Zhao is opening Carracks. The Hussar is still alive though. That's a problem for him. He can't construct more docks. Has to wait for the first Carrack at least to kick him away. Sending some condos now after that. Rodney Mckay for the win, says fellow Rage Forest player Nunez. And Rodney, no, Auriko has the faster jump onto the water. It is fast fires finally, not fire ships. Byzantine fast fires nonetheless. So it's Carrack fire, it's also Carrack demo. Demo! What is this, 2025? For Admiral Zhao. He used to love demos. Some Teuton Scout being annoying at the top there. Water fight, usually the first thing we focus on this map. And it is looking good for Auriko, I have to say. Big delay? I think you need to refresh your probably on phone. I don't think I drop any frames. Whatever happened to Tenka, that's not the topic right now, as the Galleons are trying to be Carracks here? Auriko? It's just sending in the Carracks, the Galleons in to ram the Carracks, but the Carracks is kind of the ramming ship or more the entering ship. Oh, big delay in docks. Ah, I see. Yeah, that was true. Big delay by the Hussar indeed. Not too beautiful. Now the condos are trying to delay or attack or... I don't know, they're trying to kill, I guess, the docks of Auriko. And maybe he gets one, actually. But I'm not sure that's worth it. In the north, Rodney Mckay being annoying in the trade corner with some Teuton units. Also really like the straight jump to the middle of the map to establish a forward position. Lighty and Javisty with a double castle wall. We've seen the Maldar castle wall here, attempted by multiple teams. And Lighty actually just castle walling in front of that. So once the elephants on the top side. That's an interesting thought. Zhao somehow actually getting onto water because Auriko wasted so much, right? Sending his gather point is still here or something. So losing a lot of ships for free there. And thereby allowing Admiral Zhao onto the water. Castle wall yesterday, perfect, there was only one wall tile. Yeah, that was more castle wallish. But the general setup was first done by Malda, I feel like. Who was it doing yesterday, the true castle wall? Why don't you say hi? All the sets blend in together with me. Into each other for me, because I casted like, what, 4 sets yesterday? 5? Rodney Mckay is forward with trebuchets before Lighty even has his castles up, so very nice timing by the Dutch. Rodagos playing the elephants more through the middle. Admiral Zhao still under pressure on the waterfront on course to mountain. Lighty is ready to ignore the middle, and I think for a fight combined with Javisty together, we like that thought that he's making kind of his production here, right? So he can straight away always reinforce his ally with ally fans. Oh, it was original then. I think original played the top side. Sorry, yep. Nice forward castle for Rodney. Will it go up though? Are he wasting the Elis? Castle goes up. No, definitely. How are we looking on the waterfront? Good for Auriko. I don't think a 3-2 win is all too useful for France though, right? It might be important for the bragging rights, right? Because Zhao would never shut up about this match, but it doesn't really give them what they need for the group stage. Plotter Ghost peering with elephants down here to defend one elephant. That's a lot of idle army for yellow. How's the combined army doing in the north? In a siege fight, I don't know. I kind of like the trickled elephants. Because if you have the trickled elephants, you can't shoot at them with the siege onagers. Elephant mass, you can aim at that. But if it's like 1-2 elephants getting onto the siege like this, then I think trickling the elephants is superior here, what Lighty's doing. Against siege civs, you play with small groups of elephants. 14 traps. Bit confident by Rodney. He's getting pushed back. Now, what will he do with them? 7 trebuchets is a healthy number for Javisty. French are pushing hard in the north. I really like the combination here. Elephants in the south, in the middle are kind of left alone as the French are ignoring that. What's there to gain anyways? And ETK are trying to defend, but the ETKs are trickling in as well. ETKs of multiple colors now on the field. ETK elephants. I mean, this is just a glorious combo if you like Age of Empires and what you played as a child, right? Think back to your childhood if you played AE2 there. Wouldn't those have been the units that you would have liked to play with? Persian War Elephants and Elite Teutonic Knights. That's peak childhood dreams here. And that's why the best game mode for nostalgia is Deathmatch. That shot didn't go very well, didn't 3DS so at all. But the combined army is looking really strong for France. Just missing longbows to complete? True, not possible with the Sith pools, but yeah, longbows, ETK and Persian War Elephants, that would be the perfect childhood combo. Are you sure if France wins, they just need Netherlands to win against Switzerland? Really? Is that all they need? Oh, we can take a look at the standings after the match. It does look good for France winning. It does certainly look good for France winning. The Netherlands, Zhao will have to shut up. Maybe even more important than the group stage result. Why would it not depend on scores? Wouldn't it be a 3-way tie then still? Switzerland beating France, France beating Netherlands, Netherlands beating Switzerland would totally come down to scores. Was it a 3-way tie on head-to-head? The Inkagi's right. Yeah, and Switzerland can't get to 6. Oh, because of how they played versus the US. But they won 6. They won 3 versus France. If they would win 3, they would automatically be at 6. Oh, big shots! Into bracket math after the match, I said. I should have held myself true to that. We almost missed the big shots on Admiral Zhao's crossbows. All the armies uniting at the top. What I think officially lost. Best German joke ever? Oh god, Terz. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Worse than mine. Just don't joke. Well. Netherlands are a bit stabilizing through all of us chatting about different things. Admiral Zhao coming to the north. I mean, the water is still a problem for the trade long term, especially if there's a transport ship shenanigan, and the transport ship shenanigan will come. Transport ships with villagers are coming forward for Auriko. But the triple army in the north, the Genvos to support the elephants, is working fine to stabilize the game for the Dutch in the meantime. But now the villagers have landed for Auriko stable, so not the castle straight away. Netherlands sending some villagers. I think they're just trying to mine stone, so they're going into their deaths with the Dromans. All the Dutch team is focused is in the north. Siege Mars is in place. That castle will fall. Dutch looking solid in the north. Elephant Mars only 17 versus also only 17, so a bit low on the elephant numbers for both teams now. A lot of them dying to the Genbos. The southern play though, Auriko with the castle on the trade. Have the Dutch seen this or not? Have the Dutch seen this or not? I don't see a reaction. Caravanserai is going down. Good of Plotter to think of Caravanserai, by the way. Something the French completely forgot. Caravanserai check. 1-0 for the Netherlands. But if the trade all dies, the Caravanserai aren't very useful anymore. Earth to Netherlands. Earth to Netherlands. Earth to Netherlands. We have a castle in our trade. Ships deleted. Deleting the evidence. No, he wanted more pop. But still, when there's no reaction. 16 trade cards killed by the castle already. Netherlands, I know you're microing up top. I know you're feeling good. You're pushing back. It feels great. We're winning this after all. Rodney Mckay notices. Finally, and Zhao deletes his stables. We can see the ping by Rodney. The crucial ping to save the game. If that ping would not come in, the Netherlands would be toast. They have the relocation markets up though, so that's at least good. They will be pressured by Auriko though. Trade shouldn't be idle for too long. Now pinging, Rodney pinging up top again. Rodney busy pinging here, pinging there, pinging Zhao to save the game in multiple spots. Siege Onager going forward, still a bit more map control up top for France. Units running forward, trebuchets in position in the south. War elephants of Plotogos now coming to the south to clean the Byzantine castles. Big advantage for the Byzantines also. Not only is their water strong, but also if they do this landing play that has evolved to be meta on coast to mountain, to land villagers for these kinds of forwards to deny trade. Ever once you've won water, then Byzantine castles are very, very annoying in this position. Lections out of the Canadian textbook. Taken by the French. Maida being French-Canadian, maybe the link here. But in the north, the Dutch are still progressing forward. Dutch, maybe like culture-wise closer to the UK. Will we see a repeat in some sorts? Feels like a bit of a similar game with how the water went, at least, to the Canada-UK one. Zhao castle to end Zhao's run. Well, it's not ending the run yet, I guess, but to end Zhao's run in this set. Now Zhao has some traps though, they have some elephants, I think. They might be able to push this back. Obviously trade will be worse in the meantime, although is it really worse? We've got a good caravanserai setup for Plotogos. Should delete these markets though. And if we look to the other side, Lighty, 2k2 RM. Finally! Ha! He's seen the caravanserai, or somebody told him. Okay. Lighty stream sniping confirmed. I mean, he is finally adding caravanserai. Alright. He's noticed. Just when I was about to trash talk him for it. Trade route looks pretty clean. Yeah, these markets still make me nervous, right? There's bumping around them. Look at this. No. I guess they're running to this market right now. They should be running to these though. Oh, yellow trade route is set to the top. Ooh, so Plotogos has much shorter trade than the others. Castle falls to elephants of Lighty, but the south is getting cleared. Soon we can make the markets again. Plotogos clearing that. Rodney a bit alone up top now. I mean, at least Rodney and Zhao are up top, but they don't have the elephant support because the elephants are cleaning the forward of Auriko. Cataphracts appearing up north. Their armor also helps against the Genbos, so they kind of ignore the Genbo bonus, I think. Genbos have 7 cavalry bonus. Elite Cataphracts have 16 cavalry armor. Yeah, Genbos don't work on Cataphracts. Perfect time to red clock for Zhao. Auriko's aiming for Quen again? Auriko is really the bank of the French team, and that is for once not meant in a positive way. All the stone too, true. He's just at the start of the game still, I mean, you know. No food though. Do we have any sling? Auriko already slung a bit actually to Javisty. So at least he's slinging a little bit. Should sling more. They're all struggling on food though. They kind of all have everything else. Javisty's struggling on wood. Trent's now back to pushing as the elephants were distracted. Where are the elephants for Plotter Ghost? Need to arrive in the fight again. Guess he's sending some to raid. Don't conflate me with Quendy. Well, wasn't it... But the 10k rest challenge was to be... Wasn't that a prerequisite to get accepted into Quendy? At least that's the law, no? That's why I said that. You're waiting for any invitation to a DM clan? If you do well in Nations Cup, I might invite you to Valhalla. I thought you're in a clan, Stipe. Aren't you in new chapter? The oldest chapter of all the new chapters of history? 10k challenge is strictly your thing? I don't know. I might have over the years conflated things and set the rumor into the world that there's a prerequisite for joining Quendy. Kind of makes the story better though. The Dutch needs to reestablish trade to the corner. They still haven't yet? Okay, Zhao is now trying for it. Polar with the inflation take. We can roll with it? Yeah, I mean... thanks. Nothing has happened here. 10k challenge was purely as Quendy invitational pre-recondition. There was also an ELO requirement or something, right? You need 2k ELO? That part is true, no? It's about to roll again. Yeah, we've run out of ad blocks in the epic Kawasan game. There's unfortunately nothing we can do about it. We used all our ad blocks on that game. So you guys got to see the siege towers. I think that was worth it. Traps on the retreat for Javisty. Netherlands is pushing back, guys. Cataphracts not as useful in these fights as the Genbos are. Long trade can start again. The others need to reroute their trade as well. These houses need to be gone as well. These houses here are no problem.
You can do something about it.
This is ugly. Lucky Cubs. Exactly. That's a solution. Thank you so much for the 6 months of Prime. Let's go. I think Lucky Cubs also has my Prime, so that's fair. Insider trading or Amazon money. Genbos are paying off. Yeah, big time. The cataphracts are a bit useless. They don't have the pierce armor, even though they block the Genbo shots, as Sniper said, I believe. And it's also not much siege for Javisty, right? The siege just better for Rodney. Dutch are doing it! Dutch are doing it! Zhao will tell this tale for ages. Score switch! No way! I thought the Dutch were dead. The push was like here. And they had the landing. It looked so good for France. Good check. 70k on the map. Think there's still wood. In the back. Bottom though might become important, right? Lots of wood control there for the French team. By the water. Yeah, wood might become rough for the Netherlands, but they're gaining more wood control right now, right? They are gaining important position in the north in order to have more access to that. Villagers are moving forward. They are chopping forward already for Rodney Mckay, so good planning on his side. You rely on both elephants and heavy siege. Too much reliance. Oh, good shots by Javisty though. Even though under the hill, great shots by Javisty. Lots of siege lost for Rodney there. Maybe a window of opportunity for the French to push a little bit back. Massive shots for Rodney in return though. There was like 5 onagers there. It's all about the glorious Oni shots now. As the elephant lights are in line, the Byzantines, can the Byzantines find a more useful unit here? Should the Byzantines maybe add bombard cannons or something? I feel like the cataphracts aren't really contributing. I guess the more important play Byzantines can do is something around the water as they're trying to make forward castles here. Elephants chasing the villagers. Elephant raid in the corner for Lighty. Elephant raid in the corner. Market denied. They are trying to play more around with their southern advantage by winning the water for Auriko. Trying to use that mechanic. I really like that, because if they're just fighting at the front, their armies weren't strong enough. Now Zhao with some more issues. Elephants getting close to the... If elephants can surround the Janbos will die regardless of their bonus damage. Okay, Zhao realizes, retreats them under a castle, but it's still elephants. And this is being annoying. Rodney's new trade cards also going to a place where they cannot really do much because there is no market in the corner. So that trade will be idle on the back of all this action, all this focus on the south that the French are forcing. French are pushing back up top. This is an absolutely epic series. Long game 5. Really close game 5 as well. We're still not sure who will win here. Caravanserai check. Still not really that many, right? Still, well, there's one. Never mind, that's fine. It's fine. The Caravanserais are in place now. Castle falls for the Dutch. French pushing back more. Gaining access to more wood piles. Could be a wood game. And France could win on wood here. Overall wood on the map. 42k. It's going down fast. Auriko's castle creep has been dealt with, but drew the attention of Plotter goes to another area, so he can't focus at the top. Trying to go more towards the top now, being intercepted. Only a few elephants for both teams in like the main siege fight up top. Bombard cannons now added for Javisty. Castle's dying. They lost the castle there, the French. Bombard cannons versus trebuchets. Oh! Twitch automatically paused the ad? What the fuck? How is Twitch that smart all of a sudden? Let's go! Or maybe it was the hype train. I am not sure. Maybe the hype train blocked that. Castle gets lost for Auriko though. Netherlands on the pushback again. We are panicking up some castles. How far is it to a trade? One screen away from this castle. On towards the trade. Another Zhao castle. Is that a donation? Oh no, Barabas is following. But that didn't sound like a follow sound. Not fully sure what's going on, but thank you for the follow. Castle up on the trade. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Where's that ping? 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 I have to watch the fights as well every time. Every time the Dutch are pushing, Auriko does one of these castles to turn it around. Well, it wasn't game over earlier. For whom is it game over, Keller? I think you missed like 5 swings in this game if you're only tuning in now. So I would not dare to say it. No ping. The ping? Was that the ping? Market still isn't deleted. 34 trade cards, 37, like okay-ish. There's actually no trade by Javisty, only 15 trade cards. How? Why? Javisty has no trade. Finally a ping. This time it's Admiral Zhao pinging, so Zhao saw it this time. You're jealous of that Auriko bank? He has managed to fulfill a requirement to get into Quendi. I will just prolong that urban legend now. We'll completely ignore that I found out its focus today. We agreed to ignore it, so you have the invitation ready, True? Why is Javisty dead? Because he never made trade. Speaking of dead things, my headset is also giving up. It also can't stand the awesomeness of this game 5. Are they dealing with it? Not really, they're just short trading. Don't really see anything going towards there. Auriko producing kind of unique unit to their death from that castle. Rodney is dealing with this castle, but is that the important one? Important part though, Rodney and Zhao, the Dutch team, is back on wood. Wood count on the map, 27k only. And there is nothing left at the top besides this. So that's the final wood for the Dutch. If the Dutch don't push through here, they might be dead on wood. Oh my god. I don't think they can push fast enough before they run out of wood. So they're fighting over wood control here now in the south. The drones are still in place though. The trade is still worse. Elephants are aiming to kill the wood choppers of Javisty. Javisty has 0 wood. Blood Ghost has the most wood in the game. Maybe the banks will decide it. Theoretically, there could be water trade to have eternal wood. But it's super hard to set up. But Javisty, actually, Auriko has docks here. Auriko has docks here. Javisty has a dock there. Lighty has a dock there. We are going to see water trade. We are going to see water trade. We have a coast to mountain game going to water trade. Also, Zhao has the dock foundations here. I'm not sure if they're new or old, or if he will be able to do anything about it. Dutch are now being pushed back. Javisty doesn't really have any siege anymore. It's a heavy wood army by Admiral Zhao. They are kind of living on the rest of the wood that they're taking at the moment. This set could literally not be closer if it goes down to water trade or goes to mountain. There is 0 possibility for a closer series than this. And we had epic moments like the siege tower at Tanz as well. We had the France-Switzerland set. Mojito said, I didn't expect that to be beaten in hype. Then we had Canada versus UK. Everybody said that has to be the best set of the group stage. And now we've got Netherlands versus France. Dutch are still trying to push in the north. Rodney Mckay sending gold and gold to his teammates. 0 wood for the Teutons of Rodney Mckay. They are therefore kind of out of the game. Water trade active. The first water trade unit is here. And it is getting gold! Javisty! We were hyped for the water trade and he's collecting gold! Well, you manually need to select the trade cogs, so maybe he will do it when he has more. Rodney still has some siege. That's the last trebuchets he can make, kind of. But they're taking out a castle. Elephant numbers in this fight 27 to 23. So slightly in favor of the Dutch. The Dutch are having more military. Auriko has a lot of wood. He needs to sling it to the more important players, the ones with the stronger units. Auriko, will Auriko sling or not, might define the end of this game. Is the water trade active on wood now? Gold. 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 You set all this up to trade gold? Two more castles, kind of, maybe 3 for the Dutch to get into the trade up top. Lots of siege coming, lots of more elephants are produced. We will once more check the gold. Wood trade! Lighty knows. Wood trade also for Javisty now. Wood trade for Auriko. Alright. They found it out. Probably did buy wood, yeah. I can activate the market, but it would be very spammy. He bought a bit of wood, yeah. I'm not gonna activate it though, it's too spammy. Castle falls. Netherlands. So close. Will it be? Yet so far, as they don't have wood axes. They have some wood axes still. Admiral Zhao still taking wood around their trade line. They're just ignoring the castle in the corner. Getting a little bit of wood here. Fighting over the wood in the middle of the map now. The Dromon's out of position to stop that. Wood villagers going down for Lighty. Wood villagers going down for Lighty. The water trade is great. But it doesn't really matter if the gold trade dies. Forward castle. Forward castle for Rodney. Javisty's fully dead. What happened? Right out of res, I guess. Finally! There it was. There it was, guys. Auriko is finally sending resources to Javisty. Finally, Auriko has noticed that he's supposed to sling his teammates. Will it be too late, though? Castle of Javisty will be denied here. The push is going in. The elephants are slow in number. Netherlands will do it. The Dutch will come back in an insane set where they were 2-1 down. In an insane game 5 where it looked like the castles in the trade for Auriko were ending it multiple times. And now we've got the elite January's crossbowmen in the trade. This is group stage, but I feel like this might deserve a win interview. That will make Zhao so happy as well. He's been hoping for one for forever. First they need to fully win though, but the position is looking good. The trade is interrupted for France. France has the water trade. They might need to set it to wood and gold now. They might need to trade for both resources on water. Maybe then they can stabilize. The Dutch could still run out of resources, right? This might not be over. Dutch was more than half of their trade. Yeah, it's actually really low. There were some raids there while I was focusing on the push. Javisty is killing everything though. Is there still trade for the French? Yeah, the French are still trading. Maybe I celebrated too early in favor of the Dutch. I'm not sure. Relic out as well. Maybe we should slow down our horses, guys. This is not over. Resource might still run out for the Dutch. They are only on this, right? The opponents can trade. Oh no! Oh no! Where's Plotter Ghost going? No, Plotter Ghost! You can't trade the whole distance! There's a castle there! Okay, that's optimistic as well. Rebuilding. No! Genius by Rodney, of course. How did I not think of that? They can reroute their trade. I mean, interesting rerouting of the trade, but actually it's not dying there. Flodagos, Hussar, there. They're trading top sales now aside now. Oh my lord. How can anybody say that Deathmatch isn't the best game mode for 3v3s? Rodney the only one relocating. No. Admiral Zhao is, I think, relocating. Then we did delete this markets. We'll trade full topside now. This map has turned from left side against right side to being about top versus bottom. One team will trade on the top and the other team is trading on the water. I cannot believe it. Otter also adding Caravanserai? He is. Caravanserai coming up in the north on the new trade route. I thought Kawasan was the game of the set and one of the best games of the tournament. But it might be this Coast to Mountain. It is this Coast to Mountain game, right? The Siege Towers were nice, but this game is even better. Genvos now with hill bonus pushing into the base. Resources. Oh, no wood at all. All the resources are at the bottom, so the top trade might be nice. But top versus bottom might be better for France. Sneaky siege on a drop for Javisty. These traps cannot be replaced. These traps cannot be replaced for the Dutch. The Genvo a bit out of position. Hey, yeah, how do you make another trap here, Rodney? Oh my lord. Well, they keep the traps up for now. And therefore the push. Can they take resource anywhere? Admiral Zhao is taking 11 on food. The Lighty camels here are denying the gold, the wood. Auriko taking some wood there as well. What are they trading right now? They're still trading mainly wood. Guess their land trade is still going, right? Genbo's now going into the land trade. That could be a massacre. That could be a massacre. That's what the Netherlands need. You can see the prices here. And that's a trade massacre for the French. 1 will for Javisty? No, 63 wills. No army for Javisty. Genbos are taking out a lot of trade. That's so much trade dying. The French are not realizing or what? Relocate your trade. Save your trade cards. Oh my goodness, how long is the land trade is pretty damaged, but I guess they have the water trade and can reset that. Javisty finally deletes the markets. I don't know what he was busy with, having 45 population, which is mainly trade cards and trade cocks and not much else. Oh yeah, you're right, it's 1 villager. You're right, it's 1 villager. The French call the GG. The Dutch are out of resources, but the French call the GG. They have the water trade. Did they resign too early? I'm not sure. Javisty indeed has 1 villager and 0 TCs. I just looked at the number for the trade cards. And they've got the northern control. It's hard to judge for me if this was over. We have a very unfortunate situation that my headset is empty. Otherwise I would jump in voice chat with the guys. But what a series. I'm trying to load my headset in panic here. That was the best set of Deathmatch World Cup so far. Deathmatch Nations Cup. I don't even know how the tournament's named anymore after this. Absolute insanity. Water trade for the French versus top trade for the Dutch is how Coast to Mountain ends. This is the best. I mean, the game 5 alone is the best game of the tournament. Congratulations to the Dutch. Admiral Zhao will tell this tale for the next 100 years. Unfortunate for the French. They are out. Cannot make it out of the groups anymore. Interview Zhao, yeah, I actually want to, but my headset is empty. Please keep your guys there. I do want to talk to you, but I need 5 minutes to load my headset. I already talked about it. They would actually give you your interview, even though this is a group stage set. But during the last 5 minutes of the game, my headset gave in. At least you can stop talking about the show match. Japan will be very happy about that part, let me tell you. Oh my god, what a game. What a game. Zhao, keep your team there. I wanna talk to all 3 of you. Economy stats absolutely crazy. Trade profit will be an interesting statistic. Should be a lot more probably for the French team as they had the better trade. Yeah, it's significantly higher. Javisty though didn't add enough cards. I think that's part of what broke them. That Javisty didn't have the trade. Auriko sitting on his rest forever was also not really helping the Dutch case. Genbo OP, holy damn. Holy damn. Guys, I need 2 minutes to load my headset. And then we're gonna talk to the Dutch. They still want to. And please, Zhao, if you can, keep the other guys around as well. I would like to talk to all of you. Be right back. Well, I certainly didn't promise enough about this. Didn't promise too much about this set, eh? All right, let's check my headset. Oof. Genbo carry indeed. Okay, let's see where the Dutch are. Just gonna hop in there, right?
Was dat nodig geweest?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Is that a Dutch team that just played the tournament set of their lives here?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Zhao is lost for words after the set. I didn't expect
Yeah, I don't
Rodney
know.
to answer
Normally
first.
I always have things to say, but now I'm getting interviewed. I don't know what to say, man. First of all, thank you, Frost, for all the training. Frost9, the best player in the world, best to ever do it. Second thing is we did, I don't know, we did fine, I guess.
Zhao humble. Exclamation. Hashtag Zhao humble.
I gotta say, the last game when they had like the longer trade and we had like the shorter one for a while, I think that was really risky. But I think the Byzantines, Dromans couldn't reach the market, right?
Yeah, but you can always like do what they did, right, and drop the castle and stuff. I don't think you can ever reach. You need Turk cannon against to reach, but
Yeah.
you have the control over the area. I don't know. How do you? Did you expect to win here? What are your feelings? Did you expect you were dead multiple times in the set, especially in the last game, I guess, or like, how was your like emotional ride through the series, guys?
Any of you want to answer?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know who we were playing when we started.
Yeah.
So I was just came in blank. Sure, we'll play.
Classic
It
Rodney.
turned out to be a great set. Some mistakes here and there on our side, on their side. But overall, I think quite even games.
Yeah.
Which are way
Yeah, I
more
can
fun
say
than
that.
our first set.
Maybe we can go through the games, like the first game and.
Yeah, I just wanted the feeling question first. Zhao, like Rodney doesn't have feelings. Obviously, out of him, there's nothing to gain there.
Rodney only
But
knows
you have
how
a
to
lot
kill,
of feelings,
man.
Zhao. Plot Ghost, I think, as well. So I want to know them.
Yeah, the feelings. I think some moments I was doubting, like when I was what do you say? Like the we had like a short trade. That's why when I was doubting, and also the Kawasan game. I don't know. They beat us like 2 times, and I was like, oh, now we are like on point, like 1 point for losing. But yeah, I don't know. It was really good to win, though. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, man. There was a big grudge match as well, right, against France. So yeah, it was good. They played really good, especially Javisty. I don't know if you can hear me, but whew, he's a fucking beast, man. I didn't know that he was that good.
Plot Ghost, how was your experience?
Very stressful. I think as a pocket, you need to kind of adjust, adapt, be everywhere at the same time, and also manage some rates. And I think I can somewhat do that, but then you have to set up eco at the correct timing, and just hitting those timings for me is still a bit rough.
You're the big surprise, though, right? Everybody expects Zhao to do well because he's talking so much about doing well, and everybody expects Rodney to do well because he's done so well in the past. But I don't think that many people had you on the cards for playing as beastly as you did in the tournament so far and the show match.
I think a lot of that stems from my carry me or die experience with Zayu. And over the last few weeks, I did play a lot more DM lobby games, just get a bit more feeling for how to play certain civs, how to play certain maps. It also really helps.
Mm-hmm. Trading definitely helps. Yeah. Let's go through the games, right? Now that we've gathered your general impressions. But I first want to know what. Obviously, Rodney didn't come with expectations, but Zhao and Plotter, what were your expectations for the showdown with France? And maybe Zhao tell us a bit about the backstory of lobby games with French players that happened during the last 2 weeks.
I was positive before the set. I don't know what it is, but I feel really confident with Rodney in my team. He seems to always like kill his side. So if I just wait long enough, I feel like we are winning. But the first one was obviously like I had, what was it, like the Muskia against like HCA and Paladin, and everything was coming on me, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. And then you get nervous and those things, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, after the games, after that first game, we had like the better civs, right? So that felt pretty strong to know like, okay, we can every game from now on we can have one more good civ. If that makes sense a little bit.
That makes sense. And like there were no full-on throwaway games. I feel like there was always like civ advantage, civ disadvantage, right? As you said, from that first game onwards, where you went in a bit cheaper than them, and then it tended to be always the team winning that invested a little bit more until game 5, where it was like SmackDown even, which was like the perfect setup for a series.
Yeah, we thought a lot about that. Like every game we were just like going with the flow, like, okay, let's do this. But then before the last game, we were actually the last 2 games, we were actually like thinking about, okay, we don't want like, we have to get to the 5th game, but also we don't want to have like pure shit shifts for the last one. So yeah.
I expected them to have a full mirror actually, with also Italians. Because Byzantines feels kind of shit versus Persians, full elephants.
Let's go against 1 by 1, then we can reach that point again. I think Byzantines have some advantage when it comes to water, but obviously later on the Genbos kind of proved the point. And you did exactly the civ rosters that I was cooking as well for the final 2 games. So obviously I think they were correct. Game 1 was on, there was runestones and I don't remember game 1. Zhao.
We had Muskia, Lithuanians, and Byzantines. And I was getting like some sort of doubled with Japanese, and was Lithuanians also, I think, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was Auriko's beastly play of running around everywhere with the step lancers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that was the main part, right? Plotter Ghost, Auriko arriving at your base, not really fighting his front, but fighting everywhere. Felt like that held you back from helping Zhao, was the crucial part there.
Yeah, me being like basically needing my army in my own base definitely slowed me down as well, because I was just more reacting instead of getting in that flow where you can cause reactions.
Yeah. And so, and Rodney, you didn't feel like you could maybe push when Auriko didn't have any protection for his siege there, right? He only played Cav and his siege was dying.
Yeah, the problem was I went too late for bombard cannons somehow, so I couldn't really snipe his siege. Or
you out of all people.
Yeah, I know. I know. First game vibes.
Problems for Rodney, not enough bombard cannons. That fits the character. Then we went to game 2, and you guys invested a bit more there, right? On Canyon Lake.
Yeah. Yes. We didn't want like 2 games in a row to lose. I'm very confident always with Georgians, but I think Javisty did a good job with Japanese. I don't know who should win though, Japanese or Georgians. They both seem strong.
I would say Georgians should win. You didn't get any value with the early step lancers. That was a bit disheartening for the Zhao fans, I think.
Yeah, true. Normally I can, I don't know, snipe more, but I'm a little bit too afraid for the Alps, Japanese Alps. I think I was too hesitant, I think. But at some point, I think one of them tried to help, like the Gujara player. And that was good for me because I could just wait, and then I knew the other guy would, other side would win.
Yeah, that was really, I think, the moment that the Gujara player from their side stopped helping the side that we were pushing. We really noticed, all right, now we just push. And I guess it also really helped that I, at that moment, already had like a mass of 60 elephant archers.
Yeah. And at some point, Rodney was in their trade with like 40 or like 20 war wagons. I didn't even know.
That was the
So then
game
it was
with
over.
Vietnamese, right? Rodney, you were playing against Vietnamese, and the big siege
Yes.
ball of you two together then kind of carried your side quicker, and Zhao was able to
Mhm.
hold his side. Narrowly, though, right? There was
No,
some
no, no. That
pressure
was
by them as well.
that was game 2. That was the
Yeah.
third game was Kawasan when he was Vietnamese.
No,
but
he
I
was
was
against
versus
Vietnamese.
Oh, again, sorry. Yeah.
The French were Vietnamese on his side against his Koreans, I think, game 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that worked. And then we
Yeah.
went into Kawasan. What was your plan there? It felt like you had a more standard game plan, I felt. Were you surprised they played Slavs on Kawasan? Because it's not really a civ that can contest the lakes.
Yeah, at first, I don't know. It looked like I was doing fine against Auriko. I think I killed some fails. I had the pond, but you just ignored it and went for the sides. I mean, the middle. Then I was a little bit surprised because, yeah, I didn't push through. I think that was my biggest problem. And then Plotter was in trouble because he was like getting doubled in the middle, and it just snowballed. On the wrong way at that point.
It was
Right?
very interesting by game plan by France to basically ignore the map feature with the lakes and push through the middle.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah.
that was actually the plan or if that just ended up happening. I want to ask France right now. I see Auriko still in chat. But that did catch you guys off guard, and then obviously Georgians were. Was it Georgians or was it Koreans? No, it was the same matchup, but Rodney was on the worst end of it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him say very bad words about the Korean ships.
But
The turtle ships. They're fucking OP.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could have
He had one
prevented
dock
that,
with no
Rodney.
fly.
There was a
Yeah, I
moment
know.
where your opponent had one dock and your cannon galleon was very greedily trying to take out a castle of Javisty. But if they shot at the dock, you would have had
True.
only to deal with one turtle, I think, that was made at that point.
Also, if I didn't lose the first 2 fills going to the docks, it would have been over, I think, a lot sooner. But, well.
Javisty saying, I enjoyed the turtles. Yeah, well. But Javisty, did you enjoy when siege towers with Ration archers in them arrived in your base? And talk us through that play, Rodney. That was the most amazing thing that I've seen in DM.
Well, I was like, we're slowly losing, so I have to do something. I have to raid a trade somehow. Elephants too slow, just sending Rattans too many castles probably. And I was like, you know what I've seen on streams quite a lot of times? Siege towers. I'll just try that. Somehow it worked.
It worked beautifully.
Even with the recent nerf, it still worked. So
yeah, they were a bit slower than I expected them to be, but they got there.
And they were a bit slower. That could have tipped Javisty off to something, because Javisty was apparently thinking too much about Empire Wars as well when he sees siege towers out of Vietnamese. And he's saying he sent champs after them because he expected fire lancers in siege towers. Because obviously siege towers and fire lancers, right? And then badadam, Javis said nothing against red archers.
Before Rodney did that, he was like, "Hold on, guys, I got a plan." And then that's all I felt the siege towers like ready to go.
That was that like, obviously you still lost the Kawasan game, right? Because you couldn't stabilize the middle. But was just the fact that Rodney did that amazing play in game 3 giving you a necessary morale boost for the final games?
maybe not that play in particular, but the fact that we were still pushing on sides. Like, we were not crushed. We were not dead. It took us a while to stabilize, but in the end, we didn't stabilize enough. But I think the fact that they just didn't kill us immediately definitely gave us confidence for the next games.
Like having a fair fight with like I think slightly less civs, right? It gives us like a feeling of being like maybe we're like slightly stronger. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Not in an
Makes
arrogant
sense.
way, but like it. I don't know. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, you
It's
feel
more
like
like,
if
yeah,
you're giving
it's
them a
really
fight
close.
with these civs, then
Yeah.
you just
And
feel
also in the
fine,
end,
right?
I think I almost like got Auriko in a corner, but that was really a bit too late with all the UU and traps, and it looks pretty scary at some point. But then already they killed so many trade of us. Javisty did a really good job there, I think. It was Javisty, right? With the hand cannoneers? I think so.
Hand cannons were, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
from the pocket from Light, you know?
Yeah, it was the pocket. Was
Oh, okay.
Byzantine hand cannons.
But I have a
Okay.
correction to make about siege tower mechanics, guys. Both to chat and to you, Rodney. Archers don't speed them up. It's only infantry that speeds them up. That's why they were not faster, even if you select the empty one out of the
Yeah,
group.
okay. Oh, good to know.
Oh.
I'll use it again in
Alright.
20 years, maybe.
Oh, I mean, if the rest of the game situation is better, maybe it wins you the game next time.
I'll use them all game, every game.
That's the spirit. And then we already talked about it after game 3, right? You were thinking hard about the civilizations, and
Yeah.
I have my theories of why you did what you did, but maybe you want to explain it this way.
I think Rodney was the biggest tactical brain, so you
Well,
can tell them.
Sure. I was expecting them to basically pick the same civs we had. So Persians, Teutons, Italians for Coast to Mountain. And for the remaining civs were in our advantage. So I was like, we have to play that game first. Because otherwise we'll play a mirror civs and then maybe lose. So I was like, let's at least get 2 out of 2. Or 2 versus 2. So we picked what was it, Golden Lakes, I think, with Goth, Japanese Slavs, and we crushed them quite fast.
I mean, also your final civs for that aligned really nicely, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously you had the advantage of still having Slavs, but they didn't, so you had better civs there. But also Slav plus Goth, it's just a nice combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we went into game 4, Slav, Goths, Japanese, I think.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. Like Muskia is so good against Goths, right? They have like the infantry
That was the
unit who
state,
attacks
I think.
faster.
I'm just saying to the stream that was the Civ state that I'm just showing on stream in front of Game 4.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit scared there because they had like the perfect Muskia guy on the sides, and I just ran in with a lot of things, but it didn't work. But at some point, I took his TC. I don't know who it was, Javisty or Lighty, but I took his TC, and then Rodney was also killing, and yeah.
The greatest statistic of that game was you had exactly 1 race, and that 1 race was the Town Center.
Oh, really? On race with Gods?
Yeah.
You're
the only
disappointed?
race was the TC. Rodney had 19 races, and one of that was the Town Center, but it's cooler to only kill the Town Center.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was, yeah, we were confident in that game, of course, because we still had Slavs and they don't. So it was pretty much like, you know.
Yeah, with the Cavachers from pocket, Italian pocket is also not that great, right? Gave you a bit of advantage. Huggy had the theory that if the Muisca plays a lot of Chumpy there, that you would struggle.
No, Champy Warrior will be worse, right? Don't they have like negative bonus against like Champ line? Like Champy died to Champs, right? Or like to Huskarl. No?
I have no clue. I think
I
the
don't
Civ
know.
is too new
It's like
for me
it's like an eagle kind of thing,
know
right?
all these kind of things.
Yeah, but they're not shock infantry, so I think the champion just has better stats. I think. But we can move on to game 5. Besides, the Siege Tower is the best game of the series, and obviously the final game. Very even civilizations. And the game starts with not the greatest moment for the Zhao. The Italians might have proved their worth later on. But initially, it was the Byzantines winning the water and kind of that Hussar denying your docks. Was that a big deal?
Yeah, at this point he already had, maybe I'm not the one for the job to do this. Like, I don't know, I get too stressed in the beginning and I have to make like 10 docks and it never works for me. Same with America. They also like outdocked me pretty hard. Also, that was one thing. It's not an excuse, but my hotkey for the what's the carrack or something? It's the same as demolition ship. So if I clicked on it, I make the carrot. But if I did the hotkey, I made demos. So I had like a half
Broski,
demo.
you're
half
playing the
carrack.
water roll on Coastal Mountain and you didn't fix your dock hotkeys beforehand? You're an admiral!
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just watched it being E, and I was like clicking E, and I was like, "What? Why do we have demos?" And then I watched it again, and it's the same hotkey. So, and also,
now
I
we
don't
know.
really.
Now we know why Admiral Zhao lost to Auriko, the airbender, and all his fleet got burned.
Yeah. Also, I don't know how good they are against fires, or did I have to make galleys? I really don't know. I was expecting the
You need to rename yourself to General Zhao, man.
That would be good, yeah.
On land, you played fine. It's like, I think with this water play, you can't be an admiral anymore.
Yeah, and I at some point I brought. Can you fast forward a little bit? I think I brought like 40 of those UUs at some point. Italian UUs to snipe this. Yeah, Genoese, but they didn't do anything. I think.
Do you have bonus damage
their
with
range
ships?
is quite short.
But their range is too bad, right?
Somewhat,
yeah, combos are not gonna help.
They have bonus damage with ships, but he just stays outside of your range. It actually gives you some leeway to make some units, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, this is silly. I really messed this up.
And then Rodney was pushing at the top side at first, but then I had the feeling Plotter Ghost was too much in the middle, and Rodney, you felt a bit alone up top?
Yeah, I was complaining a bit about there not being any elephants. Then he said, "I'm raiding that trade," so I checked, and he was in the middle, and I was like, "Okay, never mind."
Yeah.
But I think
at some point we decided. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think it should have been a few elephants on top at least as a buffer, but
yeah. No, I think for me it was also I saw Lighty in the middle with his elephants, so I would rather address that first because elephants are just a slow-moving unit, right? So it's you either send them to the top or you send them to the middle. But seeing that many elephants in the middle, I wanted to take care of that before I sent my elephants elsewhere.
Okay, that's about the top fight, and then the crucial place, obviously, that also happened on the map where what Auriko was doing in the south. And he castled your trade twice, and it felt like both times you acted a bit late. I was paying attention to the pings. The first time Rodney catched it, and then the second time eventually Zhao catched it.
Who was me or Plotter? Or both?
From the pings, it looks like second time it was you, but like you guys should know better, right?
Yeah, like I'm not a 200 APM guy, so if I had to like micro my archers, was very annoying for me to keep reacting to that. But yeah, we were a little bit late for that. At some point, I lost a very big shot because of like the castle drops.
It was the first game where, like, in these long Coast 1 games, usually these south shenanigans with the trade castles and generally the shorter trade was often a winning play in like the closest sets that we've
I was
seen.
expecting to be dead at some point, to be honest. I was expecting, okay, this is over. We're just gonna go for it still, but I thought we were over. And then I don't know, did we have like more trade or did we have more units? I don't know what was the winning factor.
For a while, like this point, we were 3 versus 2 on top. So we were slow.
That could be true. Like Auriko didn't have like a helping army, right? And we had like 3 people.
That's also what Javisty is saying, yeah. Auriko. But also, what can Byzantines do, right? I think like the Genbos are really helpful against the elephants. Cataphracts at the top felt fully useless. So I think it especially went worse for the French when they were 3v3 at the top and the Cataphracts were just useless. So I think that's why where Auriko went back to the bottom to do the shenanigans again, because I think they did more than his army could provide at the top. Maybe Paladins, simply Paladins from the Byzantines would have been better. even
Yeah.
against Genvo. Like, Genvo is still not that great against Paladin if you have a lot of Paladin.
Yeah. And obviously, Rodney is a really good siege player, right? Like, I don't know, he just kills. And then he sniped the SO. I could kill the elephants. It was really good, I think, at teamwork at some point. Condos mixing in, sniping the SO again. But it's still hard. Teutons have like the extra armor and a lot of range with the castles.
Well, I have to say, Javisty also played great with his SO micro and always had
Yeah,
fantastic
Javisty
prep.
played really
So
great today.
my castles went
regardless.
down ASAP. It was
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
unpack gone.
Yeah, it felt like when I was looking at the top, it was always like there were either no traps or suddenly there were like a million traps ready
Yeah.
to take down castles. There's no in between.
And speaking of traps, like and crucial trap moments, obviously we jump forward a lot now, but eventually you guys won the top, right? With all the factors that we just talked about, but you gave up the southern corner, enabling them to have the wood trade. And then it felt like your traps can never die. But how worried were you that you're running out of wood? Did you realize they were trading for wood on water? Or was like your comms there?
Oh, you can trade for wood and water, of course, yeah. To be honest, I
They
completely
didn't
forgot
realize?
you could trade on wood for water. Because
That
I
was
never
super
traded
smart
on
of
water.
the French.
Only after the game I saw that they were actually trading on water. Oh, well, then they could have still won. To be honest, because I had no resources. I was just camping there and not really moving forward because I didn't have any helps or anything. So I was
They
just
still had a lot of
waiting
rest in the end,
for
right?
them to resign, to be honest.
Yeah, we had
I
nothing.
think so too.
Maybe it wasn't even over at the end. I don't know.
I was
can I see the
crucially
rest?
looking for when your traps were about to be sniped up top and everything. I thought, okay, that's the last trap. They can never make more than that. And there's theoretically infinite gold and infinite wood just on the water for the French.
I was buying wood to repair my siege. So I think that tells you how bad it was.
Yeah.
They reside with
Well, I
5k
also
wood in the
think they
bank.
did-
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They also did a great job of sniping some trade right at the end of the
Yeah.
game.
Maybe a little bit too late though. If they did it maybe earlier, then
She's hiding.
oh, the fail. Also,
Obvious-
Italians.
Yeah,
it's not an expensive-
Javisty right now has one villager and I think no TC. Ah, no, he has one TC, but
No, he has
it's
his
about to go down. But he might have, if he doesn't pay attention, get defeated. I think Javisty didn't have enough trade. Either they added caravanserai late and all these little things that sum up. But I also want to know how the call came about to relocate your trade up top, because that was a
all
huge
Rodney.
moment where...
Yeah, I said it was like once we almost had it, it was like, okay, we're gonna trade this way now. Then at least we have a long trade.
Yeah.
But it took a bit a long time for the other guys to set up their markets on the top left
Yeah.
corner.
I had to walk
Because
very
they didn't
long.
have wood,
Boss
so
didn't have
then in the
wood
end,
for the
I bought
market.
it
I had to give him
defended.
wood for the market.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were
You
like.
had to give
on
him
the-
wood
on the-
for the market? Oh god.
I had to
so,
buy
right,
wood
Walter?
to defend him. Yep.
What an ending, definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
that's so much
it
crazy
was
things that
definitely
happen
a
in that
very
game.
stressful ending for me because I noticed I was not having a lot of trade, and then my farms started to expire as well, and then of course the Persian elephants, they cost so much food.
True. So many holes in the farmland, yeah.
I stole some farms from them though.
People were asking about that. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, now I see them. The chat noticed. But really good job also Plottergos to make caravanserai always, and to even make caravanserai on the new trade route instantly.
Yeah, Rodney told them. Rodney is the mastermind. Okay, we need the caravanserai immediately. Okay.
I mean, that's all the Rage Forest experience, right? In these
Yeah, right,
situations with the
yeah.
trade and with the caravanserai, right? Chat, do you have questions for the Dutch team? Chat is pretty much the French team at this point, but if you have questions, maybe there was some earlier that I missed. Chat was moving relatively quickly earlier. Then reiterate, perhaps.
Yeah, I think they could have really still won this last game.
Yeah.
With trade on wood, trade on water. But yeah, losing one player basically is
Yeah, I think
demoralizing.
losing
You can also ask
Javisty-
Zhao for his favorite food or something. This is his star moment. That's the interview he always wanted since 10 years. So you guys can use it to just do Q&A with Zhao if you want.
Does
Or with
Zhao
the
and
other
friends
two
have
options
new-
here as
we have
well.
one question though.
But you're the one
okay.
begging
We
for
have-
the interviews, Zhao. The other ones aren't as well.
Okay. We have questions for me though. Zayu Rift. Does Zhao and friends have new team members? No, it's only me and Zayu. For people that don't know, it's a very strong clan for the Western European region. Me and Zayu and friends. Thurs AoE. Wow, Thurs is asking me a question. He's my hero. What did he say? How many memes Zhao make about this set? It's a little bit like putting salt in the wounds, right? To make memes about yourself winning. But do I care? No, but we will see.
Zhao minding to make memes about himself winning.
okay, you're right.
What does that take? Javisty's asking what strategical questions. How many games will they leave to Switzerland? 1, 2, or none?
To be completely honest, I thought we would walk over those guys if they didn't had won against France. With all respect, of course, but they didn't have any known members, right? Maybe only DC. But I don't know. They beat France, so I think we have to like worry about them probably.
Feige rushed down Leash with Vietnamese against a Siege Civ.
Yeah, what? Against Leash?
Yep.
Crazy. Are they like what's their RM rating? Is it like 2K or something?
2Ks, yeah. It's Daisy and 2Ks.
Yeah.
Daisy is a good coach, and the 2Ks are being coached well and are receptive, I think. Feige is super good, like from what I've seen. You should watch out. Tidewolf as well. Like they're both good 2Ks, and Daisy teach them. Dirty Squirrel wants to know your favorite Pokemon.
Oh, I'm a big Pokemon fan, dude. I'm a really, really big Pokemon fan. How did you know? I really like Charizard, Hitmonchamp, Machamp, Rayquaza, very hard. Nidoking, Blastoise, all the cool ones, I think. Yeah.
All the Gen 1 ones, I hear.
No, Rayquaza is Gen 2 or 3, I think. But almost all, yeah. You guys, what is your favorite Pokemon? Polterghost?
Ooh, that's
None.
I think it's
No.
I identify a lot with Snorlax.
Wow. You aren't fat though, right? I think I've seen you.
No. I'm definitely not fat, not overweight. But him being lazy is definitely something that would.
Is Dirty Squirrel being sarcastic? I actually have Pokemon cards that I worked quite a lot. I am a big Pokemon fan, dude.
I don't know the English Pokemon names. I think I know what Snorlax is, but...
Isn't the French word for Charizard like Dracovieux?
I'll check Ditto, though, I think.
Dracovieux? Do anyone know Dracovieux?
Hi.
I think it's something like this in French. Zhao, how does it feel to be Admiral but lost water? Hester, he's the Iceland guy, right? I suck on water. We have to change our tactics, I think.
No, Hester is the Dutch guy.
We won. So.
Is he Dutch?
Yes.
Yeah, Hester is Dutch.
I've
been rooting for you guys all along the whole tournament, man. You gotta know your fans, Zhao.
Sorry.
I think you're thinking of Hackbadur. He is.
Oh, Hackbadur. Oh, wow. Those names, man. It's like Kellen and Kellar, you know, like the same name.
All right. Before we delve too fast, I need to eat and then do Otter Monday free flows. Congrats to the interviews. Normally, I would say thanks to the interview, but with Zhao, I have to say congrats that he finally managed to get an interview.
Can I thank one last person, though? Can I thank one last person?
Yeah, do it.
Yula1999, he helped me a lot last month for coaching me, and thank you so much, man. And also, thank you for casting, of course. Was a great one.
My pleasure. I definitely knew why I would never miss this set for my life, and it absolutely delivered. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a good